A land of ancient rhythms and untamed beauty, it calls to the adventurer, the seeker, the brave, where the sun burns bright and the shadows run deep. But remember, in Africa, you are not the viewer. You are part of the food chain. The name alone sparks a rush of images, markets alive with music, the scent of spices, and colors that dazzle the senses. It's a place where every corner seems to hum with life, where the air is thick with possibility and surprise. In Marrakech, storytellers spin tales under the stars, weaving ancient legends into the night air, while in Accra, high-life music pulses through the night, drawing people together in celebration and dance. You step into these places and feel it, a raw, unfiltered energy that's both thrilling and humbling. The streets are alive, and every face tells a story you want to know. Africa doesn't just welcome you, it grabs you and changes you. The warmth of a stranger's greeting, the laughter echoing through a village, the sense of belonging even when you're far from home. You think you're prepared, guidebooks read, shoes packed, adventure in mind. You imagine you know what's coming, but Africa always has a way of surprising you. But the beauty here has a shadow. The sunsets are breathtaking, but the unknown can be intimidating. The same energy that draws you in can also overwhelm you. The chaos is real. Crowds, noise, and the feeling of being swept along by forces bigger than yourself. Every step is part of a dance you don't know yet, and learning the moves can be costly. But with each misstep, you grow, and the rhythm slowly becomes your own. Real travel isn't just about postcard views or ticking off famous sites. It's about the moments in between, the unexpected lessons, and the stories you collect along the way. It's about embracing the chaos and understanding that joy and trouble are two sides of the same coin. The laughter after a wrong turn, the kindness of strangers when things go awry. The moment you arrive, you accept the bargain, beauty and risk, together. And in that acceptance, you find the true heart of Africa, wild, unpredictable, and utterly unforgettable. Let's be clear. When you travel in places where your daily coffee costs more than most people's wages, you are a mark. Whether you realize it or not, you stand out. Your presence, your clothes, even your phone, all signal opportunity to those around you. It's not personal, just economics. Your backpack and camera are symbols of unimaginable wealth. In places where people work all day for what you spend on lunch, you become a walking target, even if you're just trying to blend in. You walk with a target on your back, whether you see it or not. Every step you take, eyes are watching, calculating, waiting for a moment of distraction. Ignoring this is the rookie mistake. Thinking you're just another face in the crowd is exactly what gets you noticed. Meet Leo, Chloe, and Isabella, experienced travelers, each about to learn the hard way. They've read the blogs, watched the vlogs, and think they know the rules. Leo, the seasoned backpacker, lands in Marrakech, confident and ready. He's traveled before, but this time, he's sure nothing can go wrong. Chloe, solo in Zanzibar, lets her guard down in a hostel that feels like home. She trusts the friendly faces and the easygoing vibe. Isabella, volunteering in Accra, feels at ease in a city she's come to love. She believes her connection with the community keeps her safe. For each, the dream trip turns into a nightmare. Wallets lifted, trust betrayed, essentials snatched. It happens in a flash and suddenly everything changes. The shock is always the same: panic, disbelief, and the sudden realization that everything you rely on is gone. The world feels colder, and you feel smaller. alone, stripped of resources, you see the world differently. This is the real journey. It's not the adventure you planned, but it's the one you get. It's not about finding yourself. It's about surviving and getting home. Every decision now matters, and every mistake has come. I was on top of the world, wandering the Marrakech Medina, haggling, sipping mint tea, soaking in the chaos. Gemma Elfna was a sensory overload. Snake charmers, food stalls, crowds everywhere. In the crush, I felt a bump. Didn't think twice. Later, I reached for my wallet. Gone. Cash, cards, passport, all vanished. Suddenly, I was a ghost in a foreign land. No money. Panic set in. How could he, the seasoned traveler, fall for the oldest trick? I searched for help, but the vibrant square now felt menacing. I found the tourist police, clinging to hope they could help. He was about to learn the hard truth. The systems he trusted weren't built for rescue. The official channels would only document his loss, not solve it. The real ordeal was just beginning. At the police station, I tried to explain, met with indifference. I filled out a form in a language I barely understood. After an hour, an officer shrugged. "It is gone. Be more careful." No investigation, just a stamped report for the embassy. The police weren't there to help, just to process. At the embassy, I hoped for relief. Instead, I found bulletproof glass and endless waiting. The official was polite but unhelpful. I needed money for a new document, but had none. "Have someone wire you money," she said, as if it were easy. I was trapped. Needed money to get home, but needed documents to get money. The system wasn't designed to help, just to move you along. Leo realized. In a crisis, bureaucracy is a maze with no exit. The safety net he expected simply wasn't there. He was on his own. I thought I'd found paradise, a hostel right on the sand, the sound of waves outside my window, and a warm breeze every morning. The owner greeted me with a big smile, and the place was full of laughter and good vibes. It felt like the perfect escape from reality. Ali, the owner, was incredibly charming. He went out of his way to arrange tours, share meals, and make everyone feel at home. It seemed like he genuinely cared about his guests, and I trusted him completely. But then, small mistakes started showing up on my bill. Tiny charges I didn't recognize, things I was sure I hadn't used or bought. At first, Ali just laughed them off, brushing aside my questions with a joke or a shrug, making it seem like no big deal. But the charges kept growing. Extra nights I hadn't stayed, random fees that made no sense. The friendly act started to fade, and I realized something was wrong. I decided it was time to leave before things got worse. That's when Ali blocked the door, his smile gone, and demanded payment for all the bogus charges he'd added. "You are not leaving until you pay. This is how things work here." He took my passport and locked it away in his office. Suddenly, I realized I was trapped, far from home, with no way out. Alone in my room, powerless and scared, my trust in this place was completely shattered. The beautiful beach outside now felt like a distant dream, a world away from the nightmare I was living. Ali seemed to know everyone, the local police, the community leaders. He was connected, and I was just a visitor. I was just a foreigner, completely at his mercy, with no one to turn to for help. The Paradise Hostel had become a prison, its beauty now hiding something much darker. Chloe faced a terrible choice: her safety or her money. Every option felt risky. The cost of freedom was about to become very real. and she had to decide what she was willing to sacrifice. Sometimes the real danger isn't on the street, it's hiding behind a friendly smile, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. I considered calling the police, but Ali's connections made that risky. The other guests were too scared to help. I spent a sleepless night, locked in my room, listening to Ali's threats and sweet talk. Desperate, Chloe messaged her family, but the embassy could only offer empty advice. In the end, I paid. Ali walked me to the ATM, hovering close. I handed over the cash, got my passport, and left. Freedom bought for $200 and a loss of trust. Sometimes the only way out is to pay the price. Do you wish to take a vacation to Africa? I hope you do. In the comment section below, tell me about your biggest fears of Africa and some stories you have heard. I will reply to you and even do a scary video about your fears. Also, kindly like this video and subscribe to our channel. Chloe's paradise had a dark side, and she learned it the hard way. I loved Accra, its markets, art, and warmth. Maybe I got too comfortable. One day, a motorbike snatched my bag. Phone, wallet, passport, all gone in seconds. The police were polite, but unhelpful. This happens. You should not have your passport in your bag. The embassy was another maze, forms, fees, and waiting. Problem with your passport? Kofi, a security guard, listened and offered a different solution. The police won't find it, but maybe someone else can. He knew a fixer, Sam, who could tap into the city's unofficial networks for a price. It was a gamble, but I had no other options. Sometimes the only way forward is to trust the street, not the system. Isabella took the leap, hoping for a miracle. In places like this, help comes from unexpected corners. Kofi called Sam, a fixer at the Trotro station. Sam asked for details, then explained, "A passport is valuable, not for theft, but for ransom. It'll cost $100, part for the thief, part for the network." I agreed. What choice did I have? Sam made calls, activating a web of contacts the police could never reach. After tense hours, Sam returned. Passport in hand, phone and cash gone. Relief flooded me. I got my identity back, not through official channels, but through street smarts and trust. Sometimes the unofficial system is the only one that works. In Africa, knowing who to trust can mean everything. Isabella's gamble paid off. This time. Leo, Chloe, Isabella. These aren't cautionary tales to scare you away. They are reminders. Real travel means trading comfort for risk. Africa demands respect and attention. The official systems often fail when you need them most. Embassies and police are slow, bureaucratic, and rarely solve your crisis. Real help comes from the street, people like Kofi and Sam, who know how things really work. Trusting the unofficial system is a gamble, but sometimes it's the only bet that pays off. So go, see the world in all its messy, glorious, sometimes dangerous splendor. But go with your eyes wide open. Be prepared, backup plans, copies of documents, money hidden in more than one place. Don't be flashy. Pay attention. Read the room. Remember, you're a guest, and sometimes a target. Adventure is never completely safe, but with caution and humility, you'll come home with stories worth telling. That's the real bargain of travel.